What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV. So, back with another one. Want to talk about this Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder situation, man. Can't wait, man. This fight got to take place next year, man. You know what I'm saying? I know Anthony Joshua was going around saying how he pretty much was saying how he was going to stall Deontay Wilder out, saying that he wasn't going to let anybody rush him into the fight. But if you watch that fight with I just finished watching the fight for a second time, man, and I don't know if the fight was the Anthony, and I'm talking about the Anthony Joshua versus Carlos Takam fight. I see a lot of people saying how it was stopped prematurely. I did see Carlos Takam, he was bobbing and weaving, and a lot of the last punches that Joshua threw prior to the fight being stopped didn't land. He was avoiding the punches, but he did get hit with maybe about 4 or 5 big shots leading up to the referee stopping the fight. And did the referee? Yeah, the referee was looking for a reason to stop that fight. But Carlos Takam was losing the fight. I ain't have him winning one round in that fight. So, it really made no fucking difference to me. It wasn't like I didn't think he was going to knock Joshua out or do something spectacular any fucking way. I didn't want to see the fight with Carlos Takam versus Anthony Joshua to begin with. So the faster they got that shit over with, the better. I didn't want to see that bullshit anyway. You know what I'm saying? We know Pulev had pulled out of the fight, so it was a stepping fight, man. And I can't stand stepping fights. I really can't stand this Deontay Wilder versus Bermane Stiverne Part 2 fight. But I'd rather Wilder get that shit out the way, because Stiverne is being a fucking roadblock. He's being a fucking nuisance. He's being a peasant, man. A pest. Excuse me, I said a peasant. I apologize for Stiverne for saying that. He's not a peasant. I meant to say a pest. But the dude is he's just being a fucking nuisance, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather Wilder just get that fight out of the fucking way. We don't got to worry about Stiverne anymore, because I think he's gonna stretch Stiverne out, like I said in my last video. But as far as the Wilder versus Joshua go, man, I want to point out a few things, man. Anthony Joshua gassed in the fight versus Klitschko. He gassed out and allowed Klitschko. Klitschko was landing a lot of big right hands in that fight, man. A lot of big right hands. Actually, one of the big right hands put Joshua down. Those right hands that Klitschko was landing, I don't think at this point in time that Klitschko has the knockout power that Deontay Wilder possesses. Once upon a time, Klitschko had some bomb in his hands. But a 40-plus-year-old Klitschko, he doesn't have the speed, athleticism, nor the power of Deontay Wilder. Is he a better boxer? Yes, he's a better all-around boxer, I think, than Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder, he relies on his athletic ability. Excuse me, I got something in my fucking throat. But he relies on his athletic ability. But I seen Anthony Joshua gas in that fight versus a 40-plus-year-old man that hadn't fought. Klitschko wasn't so active, So, I just can't. This Takam fight, the Carlos Takam fight, he gassed out too. Granted, Takam did catch him with a headbutt. I think it was in like the 3rd or 4th round, maybe 5th, one of those rounds, and I think he broke his nose. And so he was saying that that he didn't actually say that was the reason that he gassed, because he actually said that he didn't gas, but clearly he was tired and he was missing a lot of shots, man. Wild shots, man. Now, if he swings that wild and gas like that, this version of Anthony Joshua is going to get knocked smooth the fuck out pretty early versus Deontay Wilder. The version of Anthony Joshua that fought Klitschko, I think he gets knocked smooth the fuck out around the 8th, 9th round. Either way, I think Anthony Joshua is going to get stretched, because I don't think he has a chin. And Takam landed a couple of punches and got his attention. He was gassed at the end of the fight. You could see Anthony Joshua was leaning on the ropes, man. He was doing his post-fight interview leaning on the ropes, man, laying on the ropes. His father was fanning him with a towel, man. He was gassed the fuck out. He came in this fight, he was 254 pounds, and they said that's the heaviest he ever been in a fight. So that goes to show a lack of discipline. And you can see that the guy, I'm not talking lack of discipline. There's two types of lack of disciplines, man. I'm not talking about the lack of discipline, the eating lack of discipline, and the lack of work ethic, because he clearly has a strong work ethic. I'm talking about a lack of discipline as far as leaving the fucking weights alone, man. Some people rather look good on the scales. They like to look better on the scales than to be able to perform. It's about performance. It's not how you look on the scales, man. You know what I'm saying? I remember once upon a time Floyd Mayweather said that about Tim Bradley, man. He worried about how he look on the scales opposed to his stamina. And I think that Anthony Joshua has a similar issue. Jeff Lacy had that issue, man. You know what I'm saying? There's a few fighters that have that issue, man. And I think that Anthony Joshua is one of those fighters, man. He has a lack of discipline, man. He prefers how he looks on the scale than his stamina, man. Deontay Wilder, I just watched an interview with Deontay Wilder. Shout out to Fight Hype. And he said, listen, man, whoever is his strength and conditioning trainer need to be fired immediately, because he got that dude lifting too many weights, man. He doing too much of the wrong things. And I think that Deontay Wilder is 100% correct, man. I think that this dude is too focused on lifting weights, man. And that shit is going to come back to haunt him, man. It's actually going to come back to haunt him, man, because, you got to leave the weights alone, man, because carrying all that muscle around when you're fighting, man, it zaps your energy very quickly, man. It actually zaps your energy quicker than a fat man, because the fat man has more water and more oxygen. And with that oxygen, it allows you, more stamina. You'll be surprised how many people that's fat, that's overweight, man, have more stamina than actual people that has muscle, man. So, I think that plays a big part in his stamina issues, man. The muscle, man. He need to stay out the gym. At least stay away from the weights, man. Stay away from the free weights, man. But I think it's going to be a damn good fight between him and Deontay, between Joshua and Wilder, because, I watched the fight with Gerald Washington and Deontay Wilder, and I think that showed a lot of issues that Deontay Wilder is actually going to have with Anthony Joshua, because Anthony Joshua does have a good jab. He's kind of stiff, he looks a little robotic at times, but he is pretty athletic, and he has a good jab. So I think if you watch the Gerald Washington fight, I think, it kind of was a blueprint of what we're going to see between Joshua and Wilder, because I think that his jab and his size is going to give Wilder an issue, and Wilder's not going to be so free to just let his hands go like that against Joshua, just like he wasn't so eager to let his hands go against Gerald Washington. If you watch the Gerald Washington fight, I actually had Wilder losing all of those rounds up until the knockout. He was actually losing that fight, He actually was losing I think it was the 5th round he knocked Gerald Washington out, and I had him losing all of those rounds up until that knockout. So, I think that Anthony Joshua is going to present a lot of issues for him, and I think that but the thing is, Anthony Joshua's stamina, and then once he gets tired, man, he leaves all types of openings for right hands. Carlos Takam was landing a right hand. We knew Vladimir Klitschko was landing all types of right hand. He actually dropped him. So if Wilder lands that right hand on Joshua, that Klitschko land, I don't see Anthony Joshua getting up, man. But it will be the biggest fight of the goddamn year, and I can't wait to see it, man. I hope they make it in 2018, man. I hope they don't drag it on like the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, man. I hope they do make this fight in 2018, man. I would like to see it, man. I think I prefer they both, after this Stavern fight, I think I would like to see Wilder versus Joseph Parker, man, and capture that other belt. And then there won't be any more belts out there for when Joshua fights Wilder, and it's for all the marbles, man, for the undisputed champ, So hopefully, I would like to see Wilder versus Joseph Parker next, and then I would like to see Anthony Joshua take on Luis Ortiz. Now Eddie Hearn is talking about Luis Ortiz fight, and I don't know how far that'll go, because we all know Luis Ortiz can't stay off the goddamn steroids. But I would like to see Anthony Joshua versus Gerald Miller. And then I would like to see Deontay Wilder versus Joseph Parker. Then the two of them meet in the end of the year. That's what I would like to see, man. But both of these fighters have good jabs, I think Wilder's just a little more flexible. He's a little more loose, and I think that's gonna be the issue for Anthony Joshua, man. He's tight, man. He's very tight, and I think that's due to all that muscle mass. But it's yet to be seen, man. So I'll be at this weigh-in on Friday, man, with Deontay Wilder and Bermane Stiverne. Hopefully, I could catch up with Deontay Wilder and get an interview for you guys. So that's all I got for y'all right now, man. Blue Blood Sports TV, man. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notification. And please, hit the like button, please. That's all I got for y'all. Blue Blood Sports TV. Peace.
Round here, and I'm out 8 in the mall, dog. Clock 2 around here. What you do around here? And you know I keep my tool around here. My act a fool around.